Now to this row that has, it continues in New South Wales about the poker machine reform. Josh Landis, the CEO of Clubs New South Wales, at the centre of it today with some pretty poor remarks that I think would have gone down very badly with members at the Catholic clubs, because I think Clubs New South Wales would be the peak body for those clubs too, of which there are a number, and I think the members of those Catholic clubs might not be too happy with the CEO of Clubs New South Wales, Andrew.
Yeah, what an own goal and what a story, Kieran. Josh Landis, the CEO of Clubs New South Wales, has had to issue a grovelling apology after he telephoned a Sydney Morning Herald reporter yesterday and bagged New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet's, quote, conservative Catholic gut, unquote, for coming up with the cashless gaming card idea and saying this was the basis for his decision, not evidence. That gut. Mr Landis rang a Herald reporter and offered this commentary. Dominic Perrottet, his opposite number Chris Minns and independent MP Alex Greenwich all polled on Mr Landis this morning, with Mr Greenwich calling on Mr Landis to resign.
Those comments aren't an attack on me. They're an attack on every single person of faith in our state.
I don't think there's any place for that kind of sectarian and discriminatory language in New South Wales politics. I frankly haven't heard anything like this for decades.
What we need to stop is these personal attacks, this threats and intimidation coming from Josh Landis, and I believe that will only end when he goes.
Josh Landis has a reputation for playing for keeps. He's shot himself in the foot on this occasion. Michelle Rowland, the Communications Minister, herself a Catholic, offered this comment to Kieran on Mr Landis's comments a short time ago.
That sort of language is unacceptable, isn't it?
It is unacceptable, and in any context, these public policy decisions should be made based on evidence, but not based on people's faith. And I think it's appropriate that Mr Landis apologise unreservedly.
Well, there's even been speculation this morning that Josh Landis might lose his job over this, but he's holding firm for now. Here is his statement of apology. Josh Landis, CEO of Clubs New South Wales, says, I wish to unreservedly apologise for my comments published today. The comments were made during a phone call with a journalist late yesterday afternoon who asked why I believe the Premier is so insistent on introducing a mandatory cashless system and other gaming reforms. I want to make it clear that in answering the question, I misspoke and should not have referred to the Premier's faith. This was not a premeditated comment or an intentional attack on the Premier personally. Rather, it was a poor attempt to explain there is a lack of evidence for the policy and the Premier is a moral person who intrinsically wants to help those who are causing themselves harm. I contacted the Premier earlier today to apologise personally. That's what Josh Landis said, Kieran.